What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. So let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes, we did cover this subject last night, but at the same time, I was sick and delusional. So we're just going to run through this real quick and just get to the point and what you guys think is actually going on. Did Wendy, actually win this season? And was Andy Wright coming at Wendy saying that her receipts are stale? Like, what's going on in that situation? And Ashley is going to face the heat when it comes to none other than Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj is playing no games when she comes through, and she is asking the question that everybody wants answers to, but it doesn't mean that she's going to get the right complete answers. So in any event, baby, we are here. So please hit that like button, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. My brain ain't foggy right now, baby. What's going on? Fell asleep because the stream I know it was very late. What's up, Black Lavender? What's going on, Love Angel? What's going on, Miss Kizzy? What's going on, Raheem Charles? What's going on, Red Lipstick? What's going on, Corinne Cottrell? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I'm feeling a lot better. Yes, it was very late, and I'm under, I'm taking, my medication. Lord have mercy. So in any event, let's just get down to the situation. So let's just talk about it. I can't believe they're really going to make this reunion a 4-part series. I know that we got Nicki Minaj, she's in the building and she's coming in and she's doing the other half. I was like, Lord, they could have put her in number 2, instead of bringing out, a scholar. They should have brought out Nicki Minaj. Like, Lord have mercy. But in any event, it's going to kick off Portia Williams' show. So right after the reunion season finale with Nicki Minaj, we're going to have Portia Williams going to be on TV. Her show is going to be popping up next Sunday. And then after that, in January, we're going to have Karen Huger new TV show pop up, because Karen Huger, she just scored herself, her own spinoff. Go ahead, Karen, handle your business. She do what it do, baby. So whatever she's saying, how she do it, when she do it, it must bring the people to the yard, because she got a spinoff. I was surprised. Go ahead, Karen. I don't know how you finagled that, but you did what it do. And she got her, situation going on. And basically, we are here with Wendy. Wendy's basically is questioning Giselle, like, Giselle, how you gonna say that I got surgery to keep a man? And which some of us believe that she did, and plus she did it to further her career. But in any event, Wendy clapped back at Giselle to let Giselle know, girl, you got plastic, you got some surgery done, you got a tummy tuck, and did it keep Jamal? And Giselle was like, no, I wasn't, get a tummy tuck to keep Jamal. Basically, I got a tummy tuck because I had twins. And then that's when Wendy says, that's the reason why I did what I did. So why are you throwing shots at me? But in any event, safe to say, Wendy got her husband, and Giselle, it's just one of them situations with Giselle. She's always taking the L in so many different words. But in any event, Giselle was like, whatever. You don't know me, honey. You don't know why I got, my tummy tuck, other than because of my children. I didn't do it for no man. So that's what Giselle's trying to say. But what do you guys think? Oh, she wanted to look good. She wanted to look tight. She wanted to look right up in that church. She wanted to look she wanted to, be desired by Jamal, when Jamal desires, a whole bunch of people. If Eddie may desire, but he don't put his hands on Jamal, he desires, and he's touchy-feely with the situation. So it is what it is. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? What's going on? What's going on, Love Angel? What's going on, LSW? What's going on, Emma Crawford? How you doing? What's going on, Bowen? How you doing? So basically, that's really the situation. So in any event, they're still having a little catty battle. And, like I said last night, I think if Wendy didn't give so much to the rumors and get so upset and basically, really be on guard and want to, come at Gizelle and Robyn each and every way. Robyn and Gizelle wouldn't have a storyline because their storyline was, oh, we're not talking to Wendy. We're ignoring Wendy. Wendy's out of control. Wendy can't be talked to. Wendy this, Wendy that. And so that's how they kept their situation going because, they was feeding off of what Wendy did to basically have their storyline. So in any event, the storylines didn't come into play like it was supposed to. Wendy was, the storyline, and the rumors were the storyline. And if she would have switched it up on them, but I don't know what other storyline that she could have went with that would have been more interesting than her beefing with Gizelle and her beefing with Robyn, and then coming to the reunion, baby, with stale receipts coming to the reunion. Lord have mercy. We got Andy talking about it's a fail. He was like, we had binders last season and now we got a loosely folder. So, that was a whole situation. And now Wendy is being called out that she's copycatting, and she's trying to be like Monique Samuel with these binders, with these folders, with this PowerPoint presentation on a cardboard piece of paper or a box. And, and it didn't go over too well. So I wonder if the ladies is looking and saying, ooh, she thinks she gonna get her shine like Monique got the shine. But Monique knows how to read and get down with the goody good. And then on that, she came with them receipts. She had them receipts on and popping. She had times, date, videos, conversation, text messages, all types of things. You would think that Monique Samuel was the FBI. So in any event, and Wendy's, receipts were stale. So that's one of the worst things too as well, to bring receipts and your boss and the public think that your receipts are stale. So in any event, you got to learn how to read, and you got to learn how to read the room, Wendy. And Wendy, on top of that, you got to know what would make people go, oh my gosh. So that didn't happen. I was like, Andy, you were low down and dirty for what you did. You didn't even get that girl no shine. You basically said, I don't even want to talk about this. Let's move on. Like, how you going to do Wendy like that? And so Wendy was like, she got work done because she had her baby. She had her kids. So that's why she got her breast done and things of that nature, because they was hitting the floor. And then, Mia got to jump in and said, why did you get your butt done? Wendy was like, I got my butt done because I don't have a butt. So in any event, you got that situation. Wendy got her body done because she wanted to get her body done. She wanted to look right. She wanted to get it tight. She wanted to do all this other good stuff. But at the same time, now you have Mia. Mia's on social media. She did an interview, and basically she's saying that she feels so good about this show and the things that she represented that Mia said she's going to start removing some of her filters in her face. She's going to start removing some of her surgery and just basically be all natural. We don't know if she's telling the truth. We don't know if she's lying. We don't know if she's doing this just for a reason. But in any event, as you guys know, people suffer from a lot of different things. So, you got to be sensitive about these things. So in any event, maybe she's a liar. Maybe she's this, maybe she's that, maybe being called handsome, big hands, big feet, and things of that nature. And people just saying like, girl, what's going on? So Mia recently did an interview, and she said, baby, she's going to be removing some of her, undo her surgery. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. I just don't know. Read them down and called it a night, Ralph. Lord have mercy. So in any event, so you have that situation going on. And basically, when it comes to Wendy, she responds. She's like, I got my butt done because my butt was flat. She had to pump it up. And speaking of pump it up, it just made me think about Joe Budden's. And Joe Budden is really a part of the LGBTQIA community, because Joe Budden's is basically on his podcast, revealing that he really is attracted to men and he likes men. I was like, whoa. And this is after the rumor officially hit the blogs when he did his podcast. So Joe is claiming it. Like, Joe is not Joe might meet up with Michael, maybe Juan. Lord have mercy. So in any event, Wendy basically is feeling a certain type of way. Don't question me about my surgery. Don't say that, that about me. I don't know what you think this is. So we got that situation. out the way. And then Wendy was also asked, why did you go so hard on Gizelle and Robyn and not Ashley, when Ashley's the one that came to you, when Ashley's the one that came to you with the rumors and she was all giddy and happy about the situation. And then, you didn't come at Ashley, but you came at Gizelle and Robyn. And Wendy had to respond to the question. She said, baby, I had to take the head off the snake. And so that's how I do it. I was like, okay, you already know what I said last night. She was talking to somebody from down south, because that's what they say. You take the head off the snake, baby. Once you take I'm hanging in there, Keisha. What's going on? No, that's right. Raheem Trust. It wasn't a rumor, but then when Joe said that on his channel, it became to, oh no, it's about the baby. He's trying to prove a point. He's just, doing it for attention. And baby, no, it wasn't. It was for real. I was like, ooh. And I really felt like that's why, he behaved in a manner that he did behave. But in any event, we get back to Wendy, and Wendy basically is saying that, she takes the head off the snake, and that's what she's going to do. And Wendy was pretty upset. And also she calls out Robyn, and she calls out Robyn like, Robyn, you're supposed to be my friend, or anything. And I don't know how she probably just thought that Robyn just wanted you to follow her around and ice out Monique Samuels. In any event, when it comes to Wendy was like, Wendy said that she was upset that Robyn didn't have her back, because her and Robyn had a conversation in January about these rumors. And, Wendy is questioning, Robyn, how come as a friend, how come you didn't say nothing? How come you didn't stand up for me? How come you didn't have my back and say, oh, I heard about the rumors, but they're not true. I already talked to Wendy about it. And then Robyn has the most amazing excuse in the world. Robyn basically says, listen, when Ashley had that conversation with you outside in, Williamsburg, I didn't know what the room was about. What else do you think that would get her upset? Somebody talking about her husband and bringing it on national TV. So in any event, Robyn's basically is copping pleas out here in these streets. Robyn says that, oh, listen, she didn't know what the rumor that Ashley told her, because, the rumor came, she talked to Wendy in January, and when they went to Williamsburg, it was in March. So basically she said that she thought it was a whole new rumor. Okay, Robyn, if you see her upset, and you see how she's coming in, but also when it comes to Robyn, you heard Giselle pulled you to the side. You guys talked about, Wendy changing. You guys talk about Wendy, she's not the same Wendy anymore. Look at her, look at the way she's dressing. I hope she's not doing this for the blogs. There was nothing new in Williamsburg that you talked to Giselle about, or you talked to Ashley about, or anybody about, when it came before, Wendy was addressed by the rumors. So you knew what was going to happen. You knew Ashley knew, because Ashley went over there. Ashley was sitting at her house. Giselle came to her house to talk to Ashley about the rumor, the same thing that Giselle did to Monique Samuels. And so Robyn's basically excuse is that, she didn't believe the rumors wasn't true, but yet they brought the rumor onto the show. So in any event, Robyn's basically claiming that she had no idea what Ashley said to Wendy. She's lost and she's clueless, and therefore she had no idea why Wendy was upset. And so Andy is buying that excuse. Some people may buy her an excuse, but it just really, that as close as her and Giselle is. And then why wouldn't you ask to see if it was a new rumor? Why wouldn't you say, hold up, Wendy? Hold up, Wendy, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Wendy? Hold up, pause, stop her real quick to see where her head is at, so you can stop her before she say anything that would be considered, I'm not going to talk to you no more. And that's what Robyn and Giselle kind of like, kind of just kept tossing out there, that we ain't going to talk, to Wendy right now. Wendy is this, Wendy's that. She, she's too emotional. She's too overboard. But if you really was her friend, you could have stopped her before she went out there and cussed you and Giselle out. And you should have found out, she went out there to talk to Ashley. Yo, why you mad, son? Why are you mad? Like, what's happening? What did you say to her? Basically say, Wendy, before you go off, can I talk to you for a moment? That's what a friend does. And you guys were actually more friends than her and Giselle. And so Wendy's confused. Like, you can say that you can say that, Robyn, but at the same time, if Wendy had a conversation with you in January, and then now Ashley's coming to her, she's thinking that Ashley, Robyn, and Giselle is a part of this. They know it. They brought it to the show. They're bringing it up to my face. They didn't say anything like this in confidence to me. You know what I mean? So then she feels like she's under attack. And I would feel that way too in that moment at the same time. But also, I wouldn't have gave him that much energy because they ain't got no storyline. But I don't know why Wendy said all that, because remember, Wendy said last season at the reunion that she really didn't want to, meet up with Karen and talk to Karen, outside of things, because Karen was trying to hook up with Wendy and squash their beef. And Wendy said, no, she don't want to talk to any of the ladies. She wants only her conversations to be organic, and she wants it to be filmed right then and there in the moment, because she didn't want it to be scripted or fake. So in any event, you saying all that, when they called you up, Wendy, you should have said, nope, let's talk about this on camera. You were so keen last season about, let's talk about, I don't want to do anything outside of the cameras with you ladies. I wanted it on the cameras because I wanted it to be organic. So now you wanted the ladies to give you a heads up, but you told us you don't want no heads up. You want it to be authentic and happen. And it wasn't authentic, but baby, it definitely did happen. And you should have already had the heads up when Robyn and came to you and was talking to you about, does Eddie, what type of law he practice out here in these streets. Andy was like, it proves nothing. That's what he said, 1808. I appreciate Wendy Poster because at least we are able to read it. Hey, LaPrice, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on with you? So, you got that situation going on. So it's just, it's just one of them, issues. And Wendy has a right to feel that she was set up. In that moment, it did look like she was set up, by her friends. She wasn't set up by Karen. She wasn't set up by Monique Samuel. She's not even on the show. So in any event, she was set up by the people that, she thought that were her friends. And then at the same damn time, with that situation, Candiace done put her in the back house and not in the front house. So she probably was feeling a certain type of way. She probably said, oh, that's the room that they was going to get me on. That's what they was going to use on me, baby. And so she went off. And rightfully so, but at the same time, going off and cussing them out and telling Robyn and telling Giselle about their self and about their life and reading them for their rights ends up giving them a storyline, because Robyn act like you said the worst thing in the world. Karen done talked about her marriage, and all of a sudden she's so hurt with these words that Wendy said that she don't ever want to talk to Wendy. She don't ever want to be her friend. Like she just uses it as a storyline. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them situations with that. But you gave Robyn a storyline. She was on the after show talking about, I don't know if I'm gonna ever forgive Wendy over them words, girl. Over them words, Robyn. Robyn just said, I didn't want to mess with her no more. I used her for what I wanted to use her for. And, it is what it is. Or just say, I don't like the way that she came this season. She's trying to take my spot. She's trying to act, but this is her second season and she's standing out by getting surgery, getting forehead hair removed, getting her hair done. She done changed up her makeup. She's dressing better. She's looking better than you. She's looking better than Giselle. And it doesn't take much to do. So Wendy didn't have to do that much to look better than Robyn and Giselle when it comes to, the Hollywood look. Okay. Wendy didn't have to, go from a far stretch, because look what she's competing with. She's competing with ladies that one looks like they play basketball and the other one looks like, she's on a farm working with the goose and the chicken. They acting like they was Wendy's friend. They was her friend on the low. Oh, thank you so much, Monique Hill. How you doing? Hey, Ralph, what's going on? Robyn playing crazy. You know she playing crazy. Robyn's like, I don't lie. Like, okay, that's a lie right there when you say you don't lie, because everybody lie. And then, Karen, I don't know, Karen was in the mood. Karen was feeling good. And then Karen jumped in and said, oh, yeah, she don't lie. I was like, Karen, come on. Like, Karen, you doing too much. You must have, you know. You must have been feeling like I was feeling last night. Like, what are you talking about? Then Karen, she retracted her statement, said, oh, she does. Okay, she does lie. Like, how you going to co-sign some shit like that, Karen? Like, Karen, you need to fall back sometimes. You was doing too much co-signing Robyn that she never lies. Baby. She lied right then and there when she said she didn't know what rumor was. There's only one rumor. If there was a new rumor, you would have known the new rumor, Robyn. Ashley would have told you the new rumor. Giselle would have told you the new rumor. You know what I mean? It was the same rumor. You knew it's the same rumor. Your production team or the person that is assigned to you told you, oh, use this as a say this. Oh, Juan probably came up with some strategies because he is a coach. So he got to know how, he got to have some strategies and stuff like that, at least. You know what I mean? Juan don't look really brilliant or intelligent when it comes to y'all. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to talk about them in their clown house and their project living. And now she was able to buy them a house. Help me, Jesus. Forgive me, Lord. I ain't trying to be shady. I'm really not trying to be shady. So, so in any event, so you got this part, you got that situation going on. And Robyn is lying through her teeth, and she knows she's lying through her teeth. And then, Giselle was asked the question, well, was it, Giselle was asked, basically, it didn't seem genuine. If you really cared for Wendy, you would have brought her to a side and gave her that respect and talked to her one-on-one. Giselle went around. She talked a little bit to Karen. Karen didn't really want none of the smoke about this situation with Wendy, because Wendy and Karen was trying to be in a better place. And so Ashley, she wasn't there yet. She didn't say nothing to Candiace really about the rumor, because Candiace, was trying to host. Candiace was pretending like she was special, and Candiace was pretending like, oh my God, she got everything under control. This is her trip, and she's just so happy. She got Giselle, she got Robyn, and she got Mia sitting up there in a big house with her. They in a White House together, so she's so happy, parading around like, oh my God, look at me, I'm just living fabulously. All that other fake shit that she was doing when it comes to Candiace. And plus Candiace is probably happy in a moment that she's felt like that these ladies are, actually giving her some respect or respecting her, but we know that's not the case. You that stepchild, Candiace, to these ladies by another woman that is a baddie, and these ladies don't like you because you're the offspring of that woman and the man that they used to be with. So therefore, they gonna always treat you like a stepchild, and they gonna always put you on a back burner. They gonna always talk about you. They gonna always not like you. They gonna always point things out that's wrong with you. So in any event, go ham, go hard, do what you gotta do. But anyways, just do it in a better way so you can get a spin-off TV show. Like I be telling you guys, like, Candiace has everything that it takes. But I guess not. They're not messing with your mouth. Like, if anybody, Karen is amazing and she's wonderful. But how interested more, if Candiace got a show, like, but she don't live that life that Karen lives. Karen's gonna do magnificent things, but they can make this shit up as they go. Like, you know what I mean? They pay for you to go to look at Portia life, with Simon. So they could have did that for you. But your mouth so nasty, you don't even get a spinoff. Karen beat you to a spinoff, but she's the original and official OG of the show. But in any event, when it comes down to the situation, Giselle went around to Ashley, she went around to Robyn, and she talked to them about the situation and talking to them about Wendy. And why didn't she just go to, like, why was Giselle acting like she was scared to talk to Wendy? Her and Wendy was on bad terms because Giselle knew that she was going to take this rumor and she's going to put it on the show. She's going to make whatever she can make out of it. Like she said in her confessional, I don't know if the word on the street is that Wendy got, her top done and she got her bottom done because of these rumors. You know what I mean? So that was going to be her storyline. And Robyn knew about it too as well, because Robyn acted like she was oblivious to the situation. But then now she realized Giselle Giselle got a good storyline. Let me jump in. Let me follow up. So in any event, Giselle question was asked, how come she didn't bring Wendy to her side? Because she didn't want to. She wanted to embarrass Wendy. She wanted to shame Wendy. And she wanted Wendy to feel bad about her marriage and not be so happy and not brag about her and her husband, him helping her and him being there for her. So basically, and on top of that, she could talk about the rumors. It's just if Wendy didn't fall for the rumor all the way, like if Wendy didn't get so mad and bring poster boards and shit like this and bring manila envelopes or folders that you getting this for, and basically all you have to do is explain this is the setup. Now they need to apologize to me because that's what it looked like. I'm the innocent bystander in this situation. I talked to Robyn. Robyn said these rumors ain't true, so she knew about the rumor. Why else would I be upset, Andy? Andy, what the hell you talking about? Me and this girl talked about what new rumor? What new rumor? She don't know the new rumor, Andy. Come on. But in any event, yes, Wendy looked terrible. Wendy looked bad. Wendy looked like she was trying to be Monique Samuel, and she got played, and she got laid and fried to the side. Cause baby, you still a newbie. You got too big for your britches and thought that you was gonna come in and rain down on this particular part, but you did rain down a little bit on the reunion. You did show these girls, and Giselle was backing up, and Robyn, but they're backing up because they're gonna try to ice you out. And basically, they just need to get Candiace on their side. And Candiace is a little wishy-washy sometimes. All you gotta do is give her a cookie, and you know what I mean, pat on top of her head, and she might switch up on you. So in any event, at least you still got Karen, you know, and Ashley might be cool with you. But in any event, and it's just like when it came to Ashley and her situation, when Candiace knew about Ashley's husband being at the MGM, they was very delicate with the situation, but they do know Ashley. They know Ashley is vengeful and she's real nasty, and they don't know how she was gonna come back, but they gave her more respect than they gave Wendy. And you know, so so in any event, I think Wendy was damn if you do, damn if you don't, because they was going to, you know, turn on her, you know, regardless of the situation, because they didn't give her no respect. Like, girl, Wendy, let me bring you to the side. Why did Giselle have to go plant these seeds? The same way she planted the seeds when it came to, you know, Miss Monique Samuels. But in any event, with the situation going down, you know, Giselle basically feels like the reason why I didn't have a because Giselle was confronted. Like, if you really cared, how come you didn't pull her to the side? Giselle said, you know, I couldn't really talk to her because she was so agitated. She was so upset. She was so mad. She was so this, she was so that. So, you know what? I just said, I'm not going to do it because Wendy is so defensive. So you go send Ashley, a person that she's not really cool with. Yeah, Ashley had the rumors, but you had the biggest rumor when it came to Jamal, when it came to you liquidating, when it came to STs, and when it came to paying $100,000 and all this other stuff. You know, you could relate more, you know, to her situation. And then you went back to the man, and you're supposed to have a relationship with her, and she followed you down that bridge, down that hole, down everywhere to get, you know, Monique off the show. And yet you can't even have a conversation with her. It just says that you already had a problem. You set your sights on Wendy, and you should have set your sights on Wendy the first season that she was on the show. Don't try to check her now. Don't try to, you know, act like she's this, she's that. But last season, when she was doing your dirty work and she was bidding for you because she's not smart enough, because she don't have common sense and people skills and social skills like she's supposed to. So that's why Wendy Reese did not go off well. That's why Andy looked at her and said, "Oh, girl, okay, you at John Hopkins is good, but you in this arena and your reads and your receipts is not what it is, girl. So you fail." And Giselle knew that. They all knew that. Excuse me. Wendy had everything right to be defensive. Yes, she did, but at the same time, being that so defensive, that gave them the storyline of a lifetime to do nothing. You know, and that's really what happened with the situation. So now Wendy is made to look like she's the bad guy because she was so defensive. But how would you not be defensive if somebody's coming for your marriage? You was defensive when Monique was coming for you. You was defensive when Karen was coming for you. You was defensive, but you know, you end up, did having that conversation, then avoiding the conversation as well too. So in any event, Giselle said that she ain't got time, and so she sent Ashley to go over there and do what it do. And Ashley was none of the happiest to go over there and confront Wendy, because Ashley got a problem. Ashley don't like Wendy. Ashley don't like to be corrected, just like Ashley's husband don't like to be corrected. She don't like to be corrected. She thinks she's the smartest one in the room, and she believed that she was for a long time, until Wendy done scooted up onto the show. And then, Ashley did good battling Wendy. She's the only one that did a really decent job. She's the only one that did a really decent job in the situation. So in any event, basically Wendy's saying that she had a conversation with Robyn, and Robyn should have had her back. And she feels like it was all calculated. She feels like they set this up. She feels like it was all meant to happen, like this was they was going to do. They plotted on her. She can't prove it, and that's the situation. Monique has so much receipts that she can prove it, that they didn't even want to see the binders no more, because it would just make the world, if the world on that syndicated show got to see all the receipts about Giselle, Robyn, it would have been over. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have been able to save face with the situation. So in any event, this right here just says that Robyn reached out to you. She was concerned, and she told you the rumors about your husband. And then now when she sees you, and she had this conversation, but it doesn't say that she was against you. It doesn't say that she was with you. What Robyn is saying is, as soon as she seen you on camera, girl, the way that you shake, the way that you move, the way that you talk, your one-liners and everything, she changed up everything for, Eddie. And some of it is for Eddie, but it was to take your spot, Robyn. It was to take your spot, Giselle. It was to have her own spinoff, but she didn't get it. Karen beat her to it. Thank God Karen beat her to the situation. But in any event, yes, your receipts are still, because it doesn't say, it just shows that Robyn was looking out for you. She had that conversation, and then Robyn immediately said, I didn't know what Ashley said to you. What else would she be saying to her, Robyn? Robyn, you've been on this show for years. Robyn, you know what's up. Robyn, like, come on, why you trying to play us like we stupid, like we dumb, like we can't see, like we don't got ears, like we don't know how you guys plan and manipulate things. But at the same time, Wendy didn't have the right receipts. All she had to say was, I talked to you, but then we got the situation with Giselle. And Giselle was like, basically, girl, I talked to you. I had a conversation with you. And then Wendy proves that, she didn't have no conversation with her. They talked for like 4 minutes. So, and Andy's sitting there looking puzzled. Andy's sitting there looking confused. Andy's like, Wendy, would it be better if Giselle pulled you to a side and have that conversation with you and not bring it up on camera? Then Andy feels like, you was going to be upset regardless. They brought it to you on camera. They brought it to you not on camera. And basically what I feel like Andy is saying to Wendy, and you guys let me know what you think about that situation, is like, you should have played this off. You should have let it roll off your back. You shouldn't have took it so deep. You shouldn't have took it so serious. You should have been able to jump in, throw in your shade, throw in your tea, like, no, Eddie ain't doing nothing. I got this. And any event, my body looked nice, so ain't nobody coming and taking my husband. And, just like, them blogs, and you should have threw in, the blogs be lying, right, Giselle? Didn't they say this about you? Didn't they say that about you? But, Wendy feels like if Giselle wasn't being calculated, Giselle would have said, hey, listen, the same blog that is talking about Wendy's husband cheating, they've been talking about me giving Monte to Jamal, and me having ST and all this other stuff. And that would have been nice, but you ain't her girl like that. So Giselle's never going to throw herself under the bus, and Giselle's never going to let herself look stupid. Her job is to make the other people look stupid that's with her. And so in any event, now she got Mr. Andy coming in, chiming in and being upset with you, Wendy, like you got stale receipts, girl. Like your receipts is trash, And then Andy's basically saying on the other back end that, like, no matter what, if they would have brought it to you, you're going to be upset. He's basically saying in so many words to Wendy that she needs to be a team team player. Okay, talk about the situation. Don't go overly ham. That was a good storyline for all of you guys to eat off of and then laugh at the same time. But you handed Gizelle and Robyn a whole storyline. You didn't have to let them eat off you. And basically, he's realizing in this moment, she don't got the common sense like the rest of the ladies got common sense to be vindictive, play games, get their paycheck, try to make you look dumb as hell, and keep on moving. And he's disappointed that, oh my God, like, girl, how you gonna come through copying somebody else's role and it ain't really tea? It ain't really like, I got you. He's upset. He's pissed. Hey, Maureen, how you doing? What's going on? Emma, I don't feel sorry for Wendy. I feel sorry for Monique. I don't like what Andy said to Wendy. He was giving her shade. He know he was. Andy said, move, Wendy. You don't deserve to sit by me. I know you said that last night. Like Andy was upset. Wendy called Monique for tits. She should have got some better tips. For real. Wendy made sure them receipts were readable. Yes, she did. Lord have mercy. She had no other choice. They were so small and so empty. So, the whole, it was no receipts. That she had a conversation with Robyn. And so then, so Andy asked, Wendy, so if they didn't say anything to you on camera, how would it be? And Wendy was like, it would have been much better because it would have gave Gizelle a leg to actually stand on that she actually was concerned. But we know Gizelle wasn't concerned at all, point blank, period. And then we got Mia. She jumps into the situation and she says, girl, Wendy, if the rumors ain't true, why are you out here acting like that? And Wendy was like, sweetie, that's my husband. That's my husband's reputation. He's a sweet man. He's a good man. He's everything. He don't look like Idris Elba, so you need to take that shit and throw it out the window, girl. Don't be sitting up here talking about Idris Elba like that, like your husband look like him. No, Eddie don't look like him. They don't look alike. They don't look like they don't look alike, in my opinion. So stop insulting, Twinkerbell. So in any event, Wendy was like, that's my husband. And Wendy wanted to say, y'all don't understand the love, And so then Gizelle was asked the question. So we get back to Gizelle. So in any event, that little segment with Wendy where she's supposed to shine, she didn't shine, but she shines, on the other parts of the episodes of the reunion, but she didn't shine on this part, and her boss totally called her out for it. Your boss called you out. Your boss called Candiace out. He called Giselle out a little bit, but he's still, I don't know. Karen's the one that got a spinoff, not the others. And so, Giselle question was asked to her by somebody in the audience, was basically like, yo, Gizelle, like, you said that you was so shocked, you was horrified, you was hurt, you was, distressed, you and your kids, when Karen was out here spreading rumors or saying things about Jamal, and how can you turn around and do the same thing? Gizelle ain't trying to hear that. Gizelle said, you know what, I think Wendy kids would be proud of me that Gizelle said, listen, she responded to the question, well, I think Wendy kids will be happy that, I didn't agree with the rumors, that I said the rumor was false, but girl, you brought it to the show. You talked about it to Ashley first, then you moved to Robyn to talk about it. You talked about it a little bit with Karen, and then boom, you got at the table, girl. You and Robyn double teamed and talked about what she looked like, how she dressed, how she moved, how she walking, and you are not sure who this woman is that sit before you. And then you guys were awkward because Wendy don't know what's going on. All she know is she came there thinking that y'all was gonna be like, oh baby, you look good, and they was like, oh no, she didn't. And so in any event, it got so bad, Ashley drove up for hours, just had her baby. She came to put in work to get that paycheck, and she confronted Wendy and she said all types of triggering shit to Wendy. Wendy done came in that house and told Gizelle and Robyn a new one and insisted. Robyn and Gizelle has been running with that same storyline. Lord help me, Jesus. Gizelle said, she better be happy. Her kids will be happy to know that I defended her. Like, girl, what are you calling defend, Gizelle? Like, Gizelle, what are you saying? Gizelle was like, her kids will be happy. To the lady that brought the rumor to the show. I can't. I can't with the situation. I can't. Let me see if we get to these comments. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So in any event, so that's how Giselle had the nerve to say that your kids will be happy. I was like, Lord help me, Jesus. I mean, like, whatever. And so Wendy was questioning. Wendy was asked the question, baby. They came to Wendy, asked Wendy what makes her think that she is exempt, baby. And she definitely is not exempt. And so this is the thing about the situation. If Wendy didn't, go all the way out and give them what they was looking for, because you knew the type of weapons that they used towards Monique Samuel, and you has kind of skeeted over the situation last reunion, and you skeeted over a little bit this reunion about how you feel, there's a difference of you, the way that you're being treated. So you coming at them and arguing and screaming and exhibiting that behavior that you so once threw rocks at Monique Samuel for having, and saying that this is not a good behavior to have, especially if I'm sitting at the table, trying to get help, from the politicians. You would think that you would handle the situation better. You would be a professor about it and dissect and pull and pluck each and every piece, and not come with them raggedy ass receipts that you did come with. But in any event, she was asked, why do she think that she's exempt? Like, girl, like, what makes you think everybody else on this show, their marriage has been tested to the test of time? And people that brought up rumors, we already seen what Giselle went through, baby. We seen what Karen went through. We seen what Robyn went through. And Lord have mercy, Ashley is still going through it because she's in denial for a bag. But in any event, when it comes to Wendy, Wendy was like, yeah. And then Ashley jumped in. Ashley got to jump in. Wendy so was asked that question, like, girl, you ain't special. You ain't nobody sweet. We gonna cater to you. Why? Because you're a professor and take your ass to get your ass off the show and go teach a classroom, baby. Because you ain't teaching tonight, baby. You didn't teach tonight. You deserve the attention for the performance you put on. But in any event, Ashley, because Ashley had two good things that she did. She combated Wendy, and she was the only one that was able to combat Wendy, this reunion, because Wendy was on fire. Wendy was short, she was nasty with it. But at the same time, when Wendy was questioning Ashley about, the C word, about is that in the group, Ashley responded in a way where, it was a good response, where Wendy didn't continue to ask questions. And so Ashley jumped in because Ashley felt like this is her time to shine again when it comes to Wendy, because she's trying to do nice dirt over Wendy, because she did nasty, disgusting, despicable dirt over the years. But in any event, she jumps in and she basically says, why should we tiptoe around you? If we feel like something is worthy to bring to the group and talk about it, why shouldn't we have the conversation about it? Why should we censor ourselves about talking about you, Wendy? Like, what makes you feel that we got to tiptoe, tick-tock, hip-hop around you? This is what Ashley responds. And I was like, okay, yes, that's a good response. But at the same time, how you felt about the rumors, and when you had to prove to people that they wasn't true, or that particular rumor is not true, why would you continue that insanity? Why would you continue the shaming of marriages and relationship and destruction of marriages and relationships? If it has been done to all of you guys, why continue that pattern? Is that a generational curse that you guys got for the show, where your marriage got to be tore up from the floor up for you to survive? And in any event, it should have been more more of let's lift up Wendy in this situation, because this blog has talked about Ashley, has talked about, Robyn, has talked about Giselle. They should have had prayer moment. They should have been lifting each other up and see what we go through as celebrities, how we suffer. But no, they took that information to use it to shade Wendy and stick a dagger in her when she was basically following their rules and their guidelines and being, running around like a lappy. So in any event, that's not going to happen. But, if they really had the sense. And then on top of that, Wendy being a professor, she could have switched it up and said, you know what? I'm not going to be angry with you, Giselle. I'm not going to be angry with you, Robyn, that you didn't defend me, that you didn't have my back. And yes, these rumors are false. It's not true. And I know you have to bring these rumors up because it's a conversation and people are talking about it. But let's talk about how rumors and how lies really destroy families and hurt homes, especially in a time like this that we're going through, where we have the pandemic, we have protesting going on. Let's come together and make Giselle and Robyn look like fools. You are the smart one. You are the one with 4 degrees. You going down to their level and throwing insults at them and acting aggressive and snappy, which you have every right to. It doesn't look good for your character, who you are, because we wanted you to come and teach. You've been saying that we wanted to see the skills that you have as a professor, how you can maneuver yourself in this circle and still be classy and not have to get down with the foo-la-la or get down with the drama or imitate them. They should be imitating you, not you imitating them and how they act. So this is why in some of cases it was a fail for Wendy. Mia wants a guard though, she does. Yeah, Eddie is good looking, but he's no Idris Elba. Okay, he's good looking. Mary, you gotta know that wasn't going to do that. I know. I know, but I'm saying she was supposed to be teaching. Like, we wanted to see Wendy Reeves, but we didn't want to see Wendy Reeves like the rest of the ladies, like we've seen in the past, because she's supposed to have this elegance with her because she's a professor. Now, we know how Candiace can read. You know what I mean? Candiace can read down. She read down so bad that you want to call a mortician, for Candiace. But in any event, I think Wendy should have handled it better. Why would you imitate the way that these girls act when you're a professor, when you're on CNN? And then you bragged about, like, can't nobody battle me. I ain't scared to get in a battle with these girls, because if I can battle the White House press secretary and take the heat, if you can do that and do it in that manner, why did you break down and do it in the way that they do when they can't even read? Like, you don't even have to do that. What you're supposed to do is make them look stupid. What you're supposed to do is make them look so bad that their sorority be like, you know what, we don't want to claim them no more. That's what you're supposed to do. You were supposed to not get into any of the stereotypes, and they shouldn't put you in any stereotype, Wendy, but you went for that stereotype that they tried to put you in a box in when you didn't have to do that. When your marriage is okay, when you still love your husband's with you together, you didn't have to behave in that way. You didn't have to give them a story. You didn't have to do none of that. That's probably why your mama don't want you on the show, because you don't know what type of snakes that you're dealing with. And then you said that you're going to cut the head off the snake, baby. No, you spite yourself with this situation. But in any event, that's just my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. I think she could have did better. I think she could have made them look like they ain't never been to college, that they don't know what it is. And Andy would have fell on the floor because he would have felt stupid at the same time. They would all been running to go get a dictionary and an encyclopedia, to get their life together after I finished with them in an elegant, classy way. That's what you should have did. You stooped down to their stereotype that they wanted to put you in. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, y'all. She didn't make them really look stupid, because she went to she imitated them. She imitated them. So it's just like, girl, you could have did better. So in any event, Wendy's just feeling a certain type of way, and she feel like she was set up. She feel like it was a plan from the start. And I wish you would have felt that in that moment, and you could have been so nice and nasty, like the way that you apologized to Giselle about, looking at Grace, like, yeah, you mean mug Grace. I didn't forget that, Wendy. You was mean mugging Grace. I don't care if you got kicked out, thrown out. You mean mug Grace. And I was rude and I was disrespectful. Straight up. But you apologized for it quick, fast, in a hurry. And then you moved on swift, fast with that. But you could have handled them ladies a lot more. And then the finger will be pointed at them like, why didn't they get over it? Why are they acting this way when they brought the rumor to the show? It ain't bothering Wendy. Wendy's okay. Wendy's happy with her husband. Look at her husband here. Look at her and her husband there. Wendy's doing good. And Wendy, you could have been educating more about, throwing and, how hard it is, to be a working mom. And then at the same time, having a working mom's body and how difficult that is. There's a lot of ways that you could have ran this situation, but you didn't. So in any event, it is what it is. And then Ashley does apologize to Wendy. She apologized to Wendy, said that she's sorry, things of that nature, and if she did anything. So Ashley basically trying to get in where she's fitting. She's not really sorry at all, because the next time that she needs to step in and do something negative, baby, she will be there on time. And again, so she apologized to Wendy, and also Wendy tells Ashley that her hair's messed up and things of that nature, and Ashley starts to fix her hair and Wendy's helping her. So to me, that's why, Wendy and Ashley end up hanging out, after the reunion was done. You guys can check it out on my YouTube short videos. You can see Wendy, Candiace, and Ashley hanging out with baby. So, Ashley's another snake. So maybe the head of the snake was all three of them. So in any event, so you got that situation. And, I was just like, Lord have mercy. But Wendy, she tried to do everything that she could. And then we move on to Robyn. Like, what's going on with Robyn? Robyn be doing too much. Robyn basically ain't doing what she's supposed to do. Robyn ain't doing what she's supposed to do. But in any event, Robyn is making that money. She's able to buy a house, and she's able to buy a nice, big, beautiful house too as well, to actually, for her and her kids. So we'll see what actually happens with that situation. But in any event, let's move on to this situation. I think, yeah. Move on to this situation. Wendy and her folders, Lord have mercy. This gonna be memes and gifts of this. You right here, right there. And then you have, Wendy basically trying to prove that Giselle actually called her, that she actually did talk to Giselle, but they didn't have a conversation. So Wendy's basically saying, Giselle, I didn't talk to you at all. I talked to you for 60 seconds, 9 seconds. And so in any event, she says, my husband is an attorney, baby. And I went and I got the records. And Giselle was like, well, we did talk. Giselle's like, I don't care what you say, we did talk. Because Giselle was like, I talked to Wendy. I tried to comfort Wendy. I had a conversation with Wendy before the season even started, which she was lying. But in any event, Wendy done brought these receipts, baby. And the receipts didn't really save her, because then Giselle turned around and said, well, girl, I called you afterwards. Well, Giselle, did you use another number? Did she not? So where's the records of you called her after she called you? So basically, Giselle is, she got caught up in her lie. Wendy, didn't have a conversation with Giselle. So, and Giselle's basically saying, we did have a conversation. We did talk. So, you got that situation. The lies, and her trying to prove it really wasn't important, because, at this point, Andy doesn't care. At this point, it's no real receipts that, it's nothing. It's really nothing. It's just dust. He thinks it's telephone man. He thinks it's a misunderstanding. Wendy does have receipts, but her receipts are stale, and they have good comebacks. Oh, they have mediocre comebacks, where a person that doesn't really think like, oh my God, look at them. But at the same time, it keeps their case going. So it doesn't look like Wendy, has the receipts that Monique Samuel had. So it is what it is. And Andy was like, let's move on, because these receipts are failed. These receipts are failed, baby. You just better move on with the situation. I'm done with that. He said, girl, You failed today. I never thought the professor was going to let me down, but she did. She came with God knows what. And Robyn was like, I can't believe she Xeroxed that. Robyn, be quiet. You're letting situations go as far as TJ Maxx and far as Macy's. So Robyn basically saying that she is letting these big companies go because her hats are so cheap that when she split, the money at the end of the day when it comes to being in a retail store, that she loses out, but at the same time you have that door open to create something else. And Andy was like, girl, rule number one, get your shit get it in TJ Maxx and Macy's. So we want to hear from TJ Maxx and Macy's to let us know if Robyn really had that offer, because we don't believe it. I don't believe it. But I don't think, they all lie. So it is what it is. So we have Robyn's situation. It went from Robyn being depressed. Robyn doesn't want to say that she's depressed. Robyn's talking about her and, Juan is trying to get it in check. Her and Juan is trying to have a baby. He's doing whatever so they can have a baby together. And she's in love. She's in love with this man, Blase the third. He won't put a ring on it. But basically, Robyn had her to be able to buy, pay off some of her student debts or student loans. Well, I mean, that's Wendy's situation. To pay the money that they owe to get up out the projects, to get out of the townhouses, to get out of the 2-bedroom, townhouse that they were living in. And now they got a big custom made house and Juan don't got to put a ring on it. Why buy the cow when you can milk the cow for free, baby, and get your own milk every day of the week? And at the same time, you can go down the street and milk something else. But in any event, when it comes down to this situation, Robyn is doing her thing. She's independent, so she's going to stay independent and keep all the money to herself. She done proved to Juan that she can earn money, make money, baby. And she basically is getting that account full back. So in any event, kudos to Robyn. She invented a product and she was able to sell it and make some money off of it, where she got her kids up out the hood. So basically she is the breadwinner of the situation. And so Juan probably wants to get another baby put in Robyn so he can still have some control over her and still have some few more years in her life, because now Robyn, Robyn is doing what she want to do, and she's making that money, and she's made up that money when it comes to her losing it. But in any event, when it comes to Robyn's situation, it's asked, like, why does Ashley always know, or Ashley's husband Michael always got something to say about your relationship? Why is Michael out here talking about he ain't gonna marry you, girl? And it's like, it's none of Michael's business to say that, but Michael got the lowdown. He got the scoopity scoop, baby. And so in any event, when it comes to the scoop, Ashley, I don't know. Ashley keeps a straight face on this situation. Ashley is the down chick. Ashley's a ride or die for Michael. It's just one of them situations, point blank, period. And Ashley was like, my husband Michael feels like, they've been together for so long and they ain't married now. So what's the point of getting married when they're doing everything a married couple should do? And basically, because Michael and Juan be having conversations, and Ashley will throw here and throw that there as well. But we never know. Robyn might be acting like she want to get married. She might only want to get married for the show. And basically, she's not forcing, herself into that. She's not forcing herself into that position, of actually being married, because maybe she don't want to be married to Juan. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the situation, but it seems like it is. But the way that she is chastising Juan for not being there, and the other pregnancies and things of that nature, she might not feel like Juan is a viable option for her to marry. She may feel like now she really got something. You never know. But it seems like she loves Juan or whatever. But we shall see. So in any event, Ashley's all up in your business. Everybody's making fun of Juan and Michael, basically saying that Michael has a crush on Juan. They can go to Vegas together. Andy's taking shots. And basically, Ashley's husband was called out. And Ashley's husband was called up because Ashley was, asked the question. You were so defensive when it came to Gordon, and you didn't like Gordon, and Gordon this and Gordon that. And then Ashley was like, well, my husband never did this. My husband never did that. Ashley said all this. And then the man, Andy, not anybody else, your man Andy, your boss said, girl, did you hear the rumors? Did you hear what he said last season? Did you hear what he said he wanted to do with Juan? Okay, did you see him feeling and touching, blah, blah, blah? Did you see all that? And then Cameron was like, you know what? Gordon is harmless. Gordon is our drunk uncle down the street. Gordon is the drunk man that you know that got money, gonna buy everybody in the neighborhood ice cream. Gordon is the drunk man. When he's drunk, you can call him. He might buy you a car. He might give you a house. He might just give you 10 racks because he's a happy drunk, and a nice drunk. And this is how Cameron feels that Gordon took the time. He may have licked his tongue. He may have said what he said. They may have open relationships out here in these streets. But Cameron said he damn sure is better than your husband, Ashley. Everybody's better than your husband, Ashley. Everybody. I know. Michael and Juan has problems. Had conversation that makes him say Juan would never. Yes, they had the conversation, and it's being, hey, I may just disagree. What's going on with you? So in any event, so you have that situation going on. Child, Robert don't want no man. That's why she's depressed, because she's not living her truth. She wants to come out the closet. She's in a closet. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me take you off this screen, Keisha. So in any event, when it comes down to that situation, as just, Ashley's gonna reside with the bag, whatever the case is, and that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Robyn is going to stay with Juan. It's a good storyline for her, but I think if she finds somebody else, or whoever it may be, maybe it might be the WNBA, basketball team, or whatever the case is, but Robyn's gonna hold on to Juan, and Juan is gonna hold on to Robyn, and Michael's gonna hold on to their relationship. In any event, we shall see what happens. You got Giselle, she's in the background talking about, Michael wants Juan, he wants Juan. Like, Lord have mercy. It's just like Giselle done already came at Ashley, like, oh, Ashley, you opening up. Ashley, you ready to get back into the streets? Ashley was like, yeah. Ashley was like, I'm thinking about, talking to a few ladies here, there, and Giselle. Now Giselle said, oh, your husband wants Juan. Like, Lord have mercy. And then, Andy basically saying, where is Michael and where is Juan? Where are they? They're not there. They're not a part of the reunion because they don't get paid. And basically they wear the pants in their relationship. So they got the good wives. Their wives don't force them to come and sit here and be on this show and get ridiculed and talk about their business, So Juan and Michael, Michael can't put on a ring. His hand ain't no good. He got this, he got that. Blase ain't the third. Juan is too busy being a basketball coach. Wendy's not feeling that situation. Wendy basically feels like her husband, Eddie, he's there at the reunion. He has to take time off as well, He's an attorney, but he had to take time off and get days off and use sick time, vacation time. And so therefore, when it comes to Robyn, Robyn said, my husband can't do that because they have basketball all year round. He's busy. He's busy. He's busy. Yep. He is busy. And she was like, he's in a... But then Robyn comes through saying that Juan is in a field of being a basketball coach at a, school where there's not a lot of coaches that look like Juan. So there's some things that he has to face and some things that he has to go through, to get to where he want to go. Because he can possibly, one day maybe coach for the NBA, maybe coach a college team, or maybe be on a radio. So therefore, he got to suck up. He got to do everything possible. And so this is, Robyn's excuse of why Juan can't be around. And it's not a bad excuse. It's a good excuse where you can say, you know what? Okay, we'll let that pass. But it's been passing for a long time because we haven't seen him. You know what I mean? We haven't seen your man, girl. We haven't seen him, which we don't really need to because we know what the situation is. But in any event, it is what it is. Then we get Candiace and Mama Dorothy. Lord have mercy. It's just a sad situation. Mike, when it comes to Chris is basically saying that, he was paying rent at his apartment and he was paying rent over there at Candiace's apartment. But he's saying that it was an investment property. So therefore he wasn't going to pay up the investment property and not have anything, get anything out of it and not own it, and his name not be on it, and then also and not being attached to him because he's dating Candiace. So therefore he wanted to marry her for some money. He was like, oh, you got this investment property? Okay, I can afford my rent, I can afford your rent, but if you can take that investment property and put my name on that investment property, sell that investment property, Dorothy get her half, Candiace and her husband, Chris, they end up getting the mansion that they live in. I ain't gonna lie, their mansion is nice. They got a nice house, girl. They got a nice house. They live, like I said, Michael with Chris ain't never lived in no nice shit like this. But in any event, so now that investment property is sold, and now they're in the investment property right now because one day it's gonna sell for even more millions. So in any event, Chris ain't nobody fool, and Chris ain't stupid, and Chris didn't marry no broke woman, and Chris knew what Candiace had going on. Chris knew that she came from money. Chris knew that she had, a trust fund. Chris knew all that about her because he did his research. He's older, he's wiser than her, and she's young, and so that's why he stepped out on faith and got with her. And he probably couldn't believe that this woman was just so easy to get. But at the same time, now he has to deal with her mental issues. And also, I'm glad that Chris got on camera and basically said that he is not her manager. He is a glorified secretary, because that's what Miss Dorothy was worrying about. So Chris knows how to play this game. Chris knows how to play the situation, Chris knows what he's doing, and basically what he's doing is to please Candiace, make her happy, and then also listen to what Candiace's mother said and say publicly that he is not Candiace's manager, and he's just a glorified secretary. He just answered emails, and so Candiace checked his ass because she's his PIMP, and so he got up on this reunion. He may be mad with Miss Dorothy, but Miss Dorothy done flew herself down there in Candiace's head. Candiace and turn her up, talk to her husband. He got on the reunion and said he ain't getting paid because he don't do nothing. He ain't no manager. He ain't this, he ain't that. So in any event, it may look like Candiace is being taken advantage of. Then it may not look like she's being taken advantage of because he's making sure he point out to the public. But that doesn't mean he says or that it can't be used against Candiace later in court. But in any event, they settled the situation. And Chris said, it is what it is. Chris may be authentic for Candiace, but as we know, she could have gotten better in life, but she chose him. That's who she loved. And Chris ain't talking to Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy don't know if she wants to apologize, if she don't want to apologize. Point blank, period. She's not sure. She said that she was going to apologize, but she ain't feeling that froggy. She's not really feeling that froggy like that. And plus, she's thinking that everything is good. Miss Dorothy's crazy. Miss Dorothy is crazy. Miss Dorothy done call through at the reunion. Candiace picks up the phone. It's like, Lord have mercy, help me, Jesus. But in any event, moving on from the situation, we get the husbands come out. They look good. Juan and Michael are not there at all. So it's just one of them situations. G, basically, people welcoming G. They like G, and they think he's better than Michael. So in any event, he may have came with some flaws, but he did apologize to Ashley. Ashley accepted his apology, and it was a nice apology, and he handled his business well. And so in any event, we know that Mia and G are suffering, when it comes to her body image and what she looks like and her plastic surgery and things that they got going on. And he might be a problem in that situation, but as far as them having fun and want to chill and hang out and drink with the rest of the crew, that's what they want to do. And G was excited about it, and now he wants to do it again. At first, there were some problems. Mia didn't want to come to the reunion. Mia didn't want to be a part of the situation because she looked bad, because she looked like a liar. But as we said, we know her past, and so she's only showing us behaviors that she learned as a child, and them behaviors were not unlearned. And so she's continuing the same behaviors of a child in pain, a child hurting, and things of that nature. So she needs to, really go to court and get herself together and basically tell, I need some help. I need to see a doctor and a therapist. And that's what she says she's going to try to do. And then we have none other than, Mr. Eddie, and he's here, and he doesn't like the rumors that Giselle has said about him. He doesn't like any of that. He's not feeling that situation. But in any event, he's not going to be disrespectful. But he loves when his wife is cussing people out, and he loves it. And Miss Dorothy, she got to be a part of the situation. And Chris is just basically, he's trying to be happy. But you ain't going to be happy. Miss Dorothy's not feeling that. Miss Dorothy think you taking advantage of her daughter. But in any event, she may apologize. She may not. So it's just going to be the situation. And it is what it is. I was just like, Lord have mercy. So you have all that going on. So, part 3 was okay, but it seems like the part with Nicki is going to be the best part. The part with Nicki is going to be the best part of maybe the whole reunion. Like, damn, and Nicki not feeling Ashley, and Nicki coming after Ashley. Oh, boy, babe. And these questions that are going to be asked, and the questions that Robyn is going to be asked too as well, about her, everything. Like, what's going on? And then Michael being called out, and Juan as well, because they're trying to ignore that situation. Robyn just basically trying to say, my husband, Juan loves me. That argument we had about the baby on TV, he came back to me. He came back, he drove around. He left the scene, but he came back for me. I'm like, come on, Robyn. Come on, Robyn. Like, your storyline is bad. It's bad for business. It's just one of them situations. And then we get Wendy. Wendy's feeling froggy. Wendy's feeling a certain type of way because she's not feeling Mia. Because, Mia be lying. Mia be lying. Mia be doing too much. Mia is just, Mia just be doing too much. And Mia talking about that Wendy's husband didn't want to look into her eyes because, Wendy is insecure, and Wendy, has her husband Eddie, locked down and things of that nature, and basically talking about their relationship. No, he just respects her on a whole different level than your husband respects you. The way that your husband acts, he pays the cost to be the boss, Mia, and you know what I mean? He helped you with your business. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be on this TV show, and you wouldn't be as successful as you are, because your husband helped you get to where you needed to get, baby. And you made sure that he was going to do something for you. So if you ever walk away from this marriage, you won't be walking away broke or empty-handed or not knowing what to do. You will be all well established, which you are. But at the same time, girl, your husband saying do things, and you have to please him, and you have to stroke his ego a whole lot more than anybody else other than Ashley, because Ashley got to stroke Michael's ego to make him, feel good about her. But in any event, so you have to, and she might like the things that she does with G when they go out to the club and things of that nature, and bringing people back to the crib. But in any event, just to try to down somebody's husband because he won't look you in the eye, baby, that shows you that he got more respect for his woman, and he don't want to do nothing to make her upset or give anybody any ammunition to use against him or his wife. Just like the ammunition that you and your husband G put on this show, Candiace had an arsenal of information. Wendy had an arsenal. Skylar had an arsenal. Giselle and Robyn had an arsenal to use against you. You put your foot in your mouth every time you turned around, and you divulge information that you didn't have to divulge to people, but you did. And then on top of that, you tried to take it back because now you know that they're not the same type of people that you are. You know what I mean? So in any event, it is what it is. And then Wendy calls out Mia, basically saying, you said that about my husband, but you are the same one that said that Candiace's husband wanted you, or you guys end up, going to a barbecue and something happened. And Wendy's like, toss, he tossed. And so Wendy's basically is getting into Mia, like, Mia, girl, you sitting there. And then Mia admits that she lied about that situation. Mia admits that, she just made that up. She just came off the whim with the situation. And it's like, girl, why would you do that? Like, why would you even go there? I know, you should have really hired somebody, because if you would have hired somebody, you wouldn't have said what you said, towards Candiace and her husband, especially if it's not true and it's a lie. You don't want nobody telling no lies on your marriage and what you got going on. If G's doing something that you don't know anything about to make you look embarrassed. So this is how you came at Candiace with this lie. And then talking about other people's relationship when you're having a problem in your relationship because of your insecurities that you have as well, which you have talked about, but also you have to still make sure you are a servant to your husband because he saved you and you feel that honor too. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it seems like there's some things that you don't like, or you realize that some of the things that's going on in your marriage is not normal. And it's not right, and it's crazy, or not normal, but people don't get down with it. They have different standards. And now you're trying to fit into this circle with these ladies, and they have a different standard in some things. We could talk about Giselle and, what Karen said, what the blogs are saying, what Ashley done did, and what Ashley do with Michael. It seems like Ashley had to make that up so she won't look so bad on the blogs because her husband Michael was doing anything with a heartbeat. You know what I mean? But it also made us see that there is some cracks in your marriage, Mia, because there's some things that you don't know about when it comes to relationship, when it comes to a marriage, and where you lie and where you have opinions and where you have thoughts, and your husband should respect it. He don't believe that he should do that. If he wanted to disrespect you and call your names and treat you like trash, maybe how you guys like it as far as your relationship and how you play each other's role, but you didn't want him to behave in that way on TV, and he kind of behaved in that way of whether he doesn't respect your feelings. And then that was the issue for you, because now you're realizing, okay, maybe this is not what it is. Oh, they have this type of marriage, I want some of these things. So Mia was jealous as well. There may have been some ladies jealous of Mia, but Mia was jealous as well of the lady and their upbringing and their type of marriage and the control that they had. You know what I mean? And, a whole different level. So you have that situation with Mia, but in any event, I think Mia should come back. I would be happy for her to come back. I would be happy to see, if she has any growth. And as far as when I say growth, it's with relationships, telling the truth, being honest, and at the same time owning what she stands in. And whatever she says, she's able to elaborate on it and not run from it. Because sometimes we say things that we don't mean or do things that we don't mean, and we just have to explain why it doesn't mean what they think it means, or this is what I was actually going through. And it would be nice to see Mia get to that place. Yes, we know that she's a boss, she has this, but we also can see how emotional, unstable that she is, and how she did kind of have like a culture shock in so many words dealing with these other couples. Not that their relationships are perfect, but it was a whole different dynamic in their marriage, something that maybe she might not be used to, getting deep into other people's marriages, as far as she may have friends that are married and things of that nature. But in this circle, it seemed like it was shocking to her. And it seemed like she wanted to pull G back and say some things, but I don't think that she felt like she had the power to say that to G, because G, Lord have mercy. I know she did a whole lot. So Mia, it is what it is. You tried your best to come at Candiace and it wasn't going to work. And it is what it is. Candiace, I don't agree with how Candiace did you in, but Candiace did you in. And Candiace didn't let you breathe. Once you said she had a low budget video, that hurt her to the core. But in any event, when it comes to, Wendy, she feels like she has the best marriage out that situation. And I guess she gonna keep on moving. She gonna keep on trucking, baby. And she gonna be on the next season. But in any event, we get down to, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was not feeling you, girl. She was not feeling your girl, Ashley. Basically, she came at Ashley and asked Ashley, why was you so low down? Why was you so dirty? Why did you come out there and do Giselle's dirty work? Why did you do that, Ashley? Like, why? And then you went and got your milk free, out the refrigerator and things of that nature. When you just had that baby, you should have been home. And then Candiace jumped in and said, baby girl, she had to work, she had to earn that paycheck for that dude, Michael. Like I said, I wonder if Michael lets, Ashley keep her paychecks, or does she have to pay bills in the house? According to Michael, has been rich, longer than Ashley. So in any event, Nicki Minaj comes at none other than, Ashley. So it's one of them situations. And then, Wendy's feeling this, Wendy's like looking. And it seems like, Miss Nicki Minaj got Wendy's back. And she tells Ashley that you were somebody's, junkyard dog, baby. Like, you did that for camera time. Like, you did that for camera time. And Nicki was like, girl, you should have stayed home. And then Ashley tried to clean up the situation, basically said, no, it wasn't like that. I was just trying to have the conversation. Robyn jumps into the situation and she's trying to defend Ashley. I was like, Robyn was like, oh no, Ashley, you're not going to get all this camera time. I'm going to have to get some camera time with Nicki Minaj. We're going to have to they're going to slice this footage up for us to be everywhere. So, Robyn jumped in and said, no, it wasn't that type of situation. It wasn't that type of ball game. We didn't know that Wendy was going to react in that way. We didn't know Wendy was going to do that. So in any event, Robyn's going to be asked, is her and Giselle secret lovers? And then Mia's going to get some questions asked to her too as well. And the question Mia's going to get, so if the strip club serve chicken, is it a strip club, or just because it serves steak, it's a gentleman's club or not a strip club? And Mia says, well, if there's chicken wings, I consider that a strip club. So, Mia's still caught up. One day she's going to get it right, y'all. One day she's going to get it right. And then when it comes to Nicki Minaj, she asked, Ashley, like, is your husband attracted to Juan? And then Ashley was like, what you mean? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you mean sexually? And so, Ashley was like, Nicki was like, there's no other question. That, yes, is he sexually attracted to Juan, girl? Is he? No or yes? Let us know. And you ain't gonna get no true answer, no real answer out of that situation. And then on top of that, she asked Ashley if she had $100 million in the bank, and also Karen if she had $100 million in the bank, and also Mia, she had $100 million in the bank. Would they marry the husbands that they married? No, they wouldn't. Are they going to be honest about that question? No, they ain't going to be honest about the question. It's always nice to see them try to respond to being honest about a question, but it is what it is. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. And what do you think about Nicki? Oh, yeah, she does love tone color hair. Hey, Nora Jones, how you doing? Monique. Oh, that's so nice. Hey, what's going on, Norris Tony? How you doing? That is gross. That Crypt Keeper and Juan see it, Lord. But in any event, so you got that situation going on. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you moderators. I appreciate you guys commenting, and believe me, I don't take it for granted. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. For real. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. So in any event, Ashley's gonna say no. She's gonna say no. And everybody's looking at her like, yo, this is a running joke. I know you guys like these running jokes. Okay, then whatever. Do you guys think that, Juan and Michael got something going on? Because people really believe that they do. People really believe that Robyn and Giselle may have something going on too as well. And some people believe that, Robyn looks like she wants a WNBA. So you guys tell me what you think. Then Ashley had the nerve to say that she thinks Michael is attractive. And then Candiace, she's going to be asked on the spot, baby, to sing a cappella. Candiace, Lord have mercy, Lord. I hope you did good. I hope you did good. I hope you did good. I hope you sang. From what I heard, you got shaded. Now you should be really mad if you get shaded by your singing instead of your video being called low budget. The way that you went at Mia when she called your video low budget, that's why you was really mad. You wasn't really mad about her talking to your mama Dorothy. You was mad at her for saying that your video is low budget because you were filming. The record label was going to be on the show and was on the show, and you did sign a contract and things of that nature. And to have her to say something negative about something you're trying to promote on a syndicated show is not cool either. You know what I mean? So you really went at her. Now, did Nicki make you look bad? Did you look bad? Are you going to come at Nicki with all that vitriol or no? And I think the answer is no. We'll see. Oh, thank you so much, Rock. I appreciate that. So that's pretty much it. And thank you guys that came last night. I do appreciate you too as well. You know, I was off my rocker. Lord have mercy. I was gone, baby. The medication, being up late, tired, sick, and overwhelmed and delusional at the same damn time. Lord have mercy. I have no idea. I was like, after I went off, I was like, I'm going in my head. I was like, oh my God, I'm delusional. So I had to private that video. But thank you guys for coming back. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I think we covered everything. I don't know if anybody wants to jump down, they want to get on the StreamYard, or if they want to, call in. But in any event, yep, that's the situation. So I'm going to call it a night, and I appreciate y'all for real, for real. So we going to see what Nicki going to bring. And Lord have mercy. Hopefully Wendy learned something else. You don't have to act like them to win, girl. You're winning by just being different, because there's too many of them and not enough of you. So therefore, you don't have to scoot down to anybody's level to check them, and you don't have to copy anybody what they did. Be your own authentic self, Wendy. That will make you rise. And when we first met you, Wendy, we thought that you were your authentic self, and then you came back with this. You came back with this new Wendy. I'm questioning it. I got problems and things of that nature as well. But at the same time, I don't stay mad. And at the same time, you could do something different. You can do a whole lot. And behaving like them is not what anybody wanted to see, because we, in our minds, it's a different Wendy. Wendy is different. You made us believe that you were different. You got 4 degrees. You're an immigrant. Your father named you after the Wendy's restaurant because he was so happy. And all this other stuff that you said and you did, blase and the third. You was not supposed to act like them. You were supposed to show all the behavior, because that's what you gave us. You gave us that face. We want to see your hand under your face, and you just reading with elegance. You're reading so well. They taking what you do and say, this is the example, because you got the education. You got 4 degrees. Lord have mercy. Help me, Jesus. You don't act like the trash if you ain't the trash. Okay? Now, once you act like trash, or you dabbled in with the trash and give them what they need, you become just like them. And so therefore you are expendable, and people be like, I had high hopes for you, Wendy. I thought you was going to bring integrity to the show. A bunch of what, Presley? Good night, everybody. Good night, Emma. Thank you for coming. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Jane catchphrase. Event, and Lord have mercy. I am dying here, Lord. I know it is what it is. Feel better. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Raheem Charles. I appreciate you too, Rock, Nivea Rock, and thank you so much, Ralph. I appreciate you coming through. Hey, what's up, Monique? How you doing? I'm messy, I know. And thank you, Norris Tony, for coming through. So peace and love to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. Good night, everybody.